Hi guys, welcome back to the Love Corner Show. I'm your host Janet Kaluki. In case you're new here, welcome to the Chat Corner, a segment of the show. Here, we share opinion and stories regarding love, that is romantic relationships, friendships, marriage, parenthood, and everything life. And today, guys, I'm so excited about today's topic because I'm going to be sharing with you very hard questions that you should reflect on if you want to be a better partner in your relationship. Yeah, let's just get down into it. And before that, I'm going to ask you, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing and join the Love Corner Show family. So, guys, one of the first very hard question that you need to reflect on is the fact that do you prioritize your partner? That is a question that you need to ask yourself. Do I prioritize my partner? Do they get the best of me? That is me as a person, or do they get the best of my time, my energy, and or do they just come last after everything that requires you? You know, like life, your work, your family, your friendships, and all other things that require you as a person. Do they get the best of you, or you just, they get the leftover of what is left after everyone else or the world has taken bits and parts of you? Yeah, so that is a hard question. I need you to just sit on it and ask yourself, do I prioritize my partner? Yes, or do they just get the aftermath of who I am? Yeah, think about it. It's a hard pill to swallow, but you need to reflect on it. So that's one. The second thing that you need to think about is, do I give the love and care to my partner the same way I would love them to care and love me? Do you love them in their love language? Do you love them the way they want to be loved or the way you think they should be loved? So you also need to ask yourself that question. And it's a very hard question, but if you really ask yourself and reflect on it, then you can be able to become a better partner to your partner. Love them in their own love language. Listen to them, like their needs. What do they want? Do they want gifts from you? Do they want you to spend humble time with them? Do they want you to be there for them during hard times, or do they want you to affirm them? Do they want words of affirmation from you? Yeah, those are the things that help you to love them better in their own love language. And sometimes you need to go back to them and ask them, is there something, maybe when you started off, was there like something that you used to do and you no longer do anymore? So that you can know. If you can go back and then also ask them, how would you feel if I did XYZ that I used to do and I stopped doing? Yeah, that's how you love your partner in a love language that they understand and the way they want to be loved. Another thing, ask yourself, how do I support my partner during hard times? Do I support them or do I just blame? Yeah, can we just pause on that one and think about it and reflect on it? Okay, I know you're thinking and reflecting on it. So ask yourself, how do I show up when it comes to hard times? How do I show up for my partner? Do I bring my best game or do I just blame them and be like, oh, you did X and that's why I did B or C, whatever? You need to be able to acknowledge that. Sometimes some of the hard times that your partner may be going through, it's not because of what you've done or what they have done, but all you need to do is support them during that time and ensure that they come out on the other side victorious. Don't we want our partners to win? So assume this person, or now it's your turn, and things are not like going well for you, or things are happening. How would you want them to best support you? So the same way, if you're asking yourself, then the same way you would want to be supported, it's the same thing that you're going to do. Yeah. So you need to reflect on how you show up for your partner during hard seasons. Do you show up to blame them, or do you show up to help them uh, find a way to navigate through that hard uh, time or season, because at the end of the day, you need them to go back to being their selves or their normal selves so that you can move forward as a couple and not, you're not blaming them so as to, you're not allowing the situation or the circumstances or whatever they're going through to come in between you. Yeah. So think about that. And then another thing, let me move to the third point, guys, which is very, very interesting. And it will help you, or it will make you pause and think about, um, if your partner today was asked, how loved do they feel? What will they say? What will they say? How loved are they? How loved do they feel? How loved do they feel by you? If they were asked that question, what would they say? And if you found out that they feel less loved, what will you do to help them? How would you, help them to, how will you how will you help them to navigate that so that you can be able to, maybe you're mismatching or whatever you're doing is not what they're expecting. How would you ensure that they feel loved? Would you help, would you tell them to help you love them better? Actually maybe love them in their own love language? Or would you ask them, would you be interested into finding out, is there something that you do that makes them feel less loved? Yeah. So think about that, guys. Another thing that, guys, you should ask yourself is, do I provide my partner with a safe space where they can come with their problems, their needs, their concerns, and they won't be judged? As in, they are able to come to you and open up to you about anything that is troubling them or anything that they might be going through. Are you a safe space for your partner? Yes. Because if you're not, then you will find out they won't come to you, they will find someone else. Yeah. You need to ask yourself this so that you can reflect on what you do. For example, he might have, or she might have told you something that was, like maybe they were going through, and then you end up using that against them. So they might refrain or, not come to you again because they felt like you're not a safe space. You can also go ahead and ask them, how comes you don't talk to me? Or how comes you are not open to having maybe real hard discussions that you might be going through? Yeah. So you need to ask yourself if you're a real safe space for them. Yeah. Until you become that, then you'll always find it hard for them to come to you. Yeah. So another thing, guys, you should reflect on is, how often do you apologize to your partner? Yeah. If they did something to you and you realize actually you're really on the wrong, you have the guts and the capacity to come to them and be sorry and tell them, okay, by the way, X was my fault and I'm really, really sorry. You need to reflect on that and you need to learn to say sorry. Don't let your ego get the best out of, you. Be able and quick to forgive, because as couples you're going to have disagreement here and there, and that's normal. But if you have the capacity in you to acknowledge and take the accountability and be able to say I'm sorry, then you're going to be a better partner to your partner. Yeah. So guys, another thing is, you need to be able to ask yourself, do I give my partner the benefit of the doubt? Yeah. So for example, they came home late. Would you jump to the conclusion or the voice in your head that says, oh, maybe he was with someone else? No. Until the facts has been proven right, you don't say anything, or you don't jump into any conclusion. You just give them the benefit of the doubt and then let them maybe disappoint you, or let them prove you wrong. Maybe you trusted them and then they cheat on you. Let that happen from their side, not you speculating or overthinking about what might have gone wrong. The last thing that couples should really reflect on to become better partners is, how do they serve? How do I serve my partner? Do I make them feel like they are a priority by the way I show up for them? Do I also like love them in their love language? Because there are people who love act of service from their partners? Do you serve them to the best of your ability and the way they would love to be served? Or do you just do the bare minimum and that's just it? Yeah, so that's something that you should all think about. And guys, I'm going to start again from the start. I said some here are some of the things that you should reflect on, and one of them is, how loved does your partner feel? Yes. If someone asked them today how loved they feel, what will they say? In a scale of like 1 to 10, what would you get? Yeah, that's something deep you need to really reflect on. The other thing is, how do you show up for your partner during like hard times? Might be your partner going through hard times or hard times that are affecting your relationship. Do you bring your A game to support your partner to the best of your ability so that he or she can get better and feel supported and get back to themselves or their real selves or get back to their feet, depending on what the problem is. And then how also best do you show up? Are you a partner who blames, be like, oh, this all was your fault? Or are you a partner who tries to support your partner? Yeah, so you need to ask yourself, how do I show up during challenging times? Do I blame or do I support my partner? Or am I a partner who is always, who lets the challenging times to come in between us? Yes. Guys, another thing is, do I love my partner? Do I give the same love and care to my partner like I would want to receive from them? Because, of course, you get the kind of love that you give. If you're giving the bare minimum to your partner, that is definitely what you're going to get. You cannot ask for what you're not giving. So when you bring your A game and bring your all, like full attention, full love, loving them the way they want to be loved, definitely they will give it back to you. Yeah. So, are you loving your partner the same way in their love language, the way they want to be loved? If there are people who appreciate like acts of service, is that what you're giving? If there are people who love like words of words of affirmation, is that what you're also like giving them? If there are people who love gifting, are you gifting them? It doesn't mean that you have to have like a lot of money for you to be gifting them gifts, but just, giving them small, small gifts that are thoughtful. I'm sure they will appreciate that. Yeah. So, are you giving the same care and love to your partner the same way you would like? Yeah. So, another thing is, guys, do you apologize? How often do you apologize when you wrong your partner? Are you the kind of person who lets your ego get the best of you? Or are you a person who apologizes? You're able to know, like, by the way, X or Z or whatever situation, I had really like messed up, and you really need to you know to ask for forgiveness so that you can build the bond that you have with your partner and still keep moving forward as a couple. Yeah, continue enjoying your happily ever after, if there is anything like that. Anyway, so guys, another thing, I'm just like stating them randomly, but I want you to keep, reflecting, to keep listening, to keep thinking about them. Another hard question that, guys, you should reflect on is, ask yourself, am I a safe space that my partner can come to and share their feelings, their worries, their concerns, whatever is troubling them, without feeling that you're going to judge them, or whatever they'll say might be used against them? Yeah, you need to ask yourself that. Do you provide that safety? Whatever ugly truth that they might have, can they trust you with that? Yep, that's a very hard question to reflect on. And another thing that you need to ask yourself is, do I trust my partner? Yeah. Do I trust them and believe that they got the best of my interest at heart, that they will protect me, that they will guard me, or they will protect whatever we have, or they will, do you trust them? Is there trust between you? Do you feel like they are people worthy your trust? Yeah. ask yourself, do you trust your partner in whatever ways? Do you trust them to believe that they will do, the best for you, whether you're watching or not? Yeah. When you're not there, whatever they're doing, is it to serve the best of your interest? Yeah, that's a thing to ask yourself. And then, guys, I think the last question that you need to ask yourself is, how supported does my partner feel? Do they feel that I support them in the best way that I can in whatever area? Maybe they want to venture into a different, like adventure or something, or a business, or they want to, you know, they want to go for their further education. How supported do they feel? Or do you just assume, like, oh, that's your business, you can deal with it? Yeah. How supported do they feel by you? Yeah. So, guys, also think about, how prioritized does your partner feel? Do they feel like they get the best of you, the best of you as a person, the best of your time, the best of your energy? Or do they just get the aftermath of you? Do they get like the leftovers? Do they get the last bits of you? You need to ask yourself that. Reflect on it and then see where you can change. Yeah. If if maybe you're not married, or you're just separate, everybody lives in, lives in their own house. How often do they feel like, before you make a decision, do they feel involved? Do they feel, like prioritized? Do they feel like you're giving them, a priority before even like making a decision? Do they feel like you prioritize them? So ask yourself, how prioritized does your partner feel? So lastly, guys, and this is for real, I'm saying lastly for the last time. I know I've said that in the last, I don't know how many minutes, but guys, you need to reflect on how, how have you improved your partner's life since you got into it? Has it been for the better or the worst? How have you contributed into their, like personal growth? Are they doing better than you found them, or are they becoming worse? You see, you need to reflect on, like, what contribution are you bringing to his life? Are you just coming to take, and you're not giving anything? So just reflect on, like, how are you positively contributing to his or her life? Yeah, and guys, I would like to know in the comment section, what of these hard questions to reflect on for us to become all like better partners in our romantic relationship has resonated best with you. And leave the comment in the comment section, and like this video, share with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed, guys, please consider subscribing. And that's it for now. See you on the next one. Mwah. Bye.